Rahul, it's very interesting because especially where optics and the Prime Minister are concerned, very few things go unengineered. And in this, with what we've seen in the last 6 months, a concerted push, if you talk about the minority communities, the sub-communities per se. And what's interesting is, if there has been a constant outreach to the Bohra community, which practically is the more affluent, subset of the Muslim community, there's also a huge outreach right now to the Pasmanda community, which is maybe not as affluent as, say, the Bohra community.
Yes, Preeti, I think this is something very typical about the politics of Narendra Modi. That is something he starts doing today, eyeing something that he is going to eventually planning to achieve 20 years later. And if you see the Bohras, that's one big story. And today, this reach out, this event where he was, it's kind of a reassertion. He has said that it is rekindling the ties. But I think what Prime Minister Narendra Modi is doing is eyeing that fact that Pasmandas, who have been, what we'll say that they have not been very anti-Modi or anti-BJP in Gujarat, and have sizable presence in states like West Bengal, Andhra Pradesh, Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan and others. Now, remember, there are elections in Madhya Pradesh and Rajasthan later this year. And already, Prime Minister Narendra Modi is looking at a very small section of Bohra Muslims. Now, it is something that he has been at it continuously, Preeti. If we go back post-2002 riots, the Bohras were not very happy. Even they had lost a lot of property and suffered damage. But then Narendra Modi started an outreach. I recall in 2014, that event in Australia where he was at the Olympics Park Arena in Sydney, there were 100 Bohras who were invited. Then at the Madison Square event in America, in New York, there were Bohras invited, and he has been working at it. In 2018, he was ahead of the 2019 elections. He was in Indore for Ashar Mubarak, an event in Indore in Madhya Pradesh. So this is a build-up. I think there are two very important reasons. One, Bohras represent that affluent section who are settled in Yemen and several Western countries. That's the kind of trophy politics which is very necessary for Narendra Modi and the BJP, because the BJP has an anti-Muslim image. But the Bohras provide that little relief, or say some kind of an immunization internationally as far as an image is concerned, that it is not all Muslims who are against Narendra Modi and the BJP. And the second definitely is a signal to Muslims in India that somewhere the BJP does work in their direction. The Pasmandas are the other side of the story. They are the poorest and the backwards of the Muslim, unlike the Bohras who are traders and are more affluent. On the other hand, the BJP's attempt is to get the Pasmandas, because 15% of the Muslims are the ones who are the upper caste who dominate the politics and bureaucracy in India. And that 85% Pasmandas, the backwards and Dalits, those are the ones the BJP wants to target. But that's one difficult battle. There's not been much change in it. Prime Minister Narendra Modi talked about it in Hyderabad last year. He talked about the Bohras this time in the National Executive of Delhi. But that's one element in the works. But definitely Bohras, the BJP is eyeing. They have 11 lakh votes in India.